Okay, so I was chatting with my friend Janine, and she reminded me how I gave her a good tip about using WD-40 to clean. And I love the smell of WD-40. I'm super weird. But this had a bunch of rust in it. And so I used my wire brush to clean it out. And then I wiped it down with this WD-40. Now, you can just leave it like this. It will, not stay quite so wet looking the longer it's on there, but it'll still stay kind of a different color. It's like putting orange glow on a piece of wood. So you can kind of see there the difference. And sometimes it can get a gritty feeling. Like this does not have a gritty feeling, it just feels wet. But if you have like surface dust on it, like I didn't clean this, I didn't power wash it or anything before I'm doing this WD-40. So if you touch it with your bare hands and it's really gritty from dirt, then just take a clean rag, which I use socks a lot, and just really wipe it down good to get that dirt that's sitting on top off. And I always have long nails, so I just use my nails to get into the nooks and crannies. But you can also always put like a screwdriver or something underneath the rag so that you can get in all the nooks and crannies. And then the other thing is just use more WD-40. And note that I don't use gloves or anything. I don't know why. I never have. So my hands normally look disgusting. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. So you can see just how the WD-40 changes it completely. Now, you can also just clear coat it. So spray it with a polyurethane sealer. And that's going to give it a similar look. But I don't know. I really like using the WD-40. And like I mentioned, I love the smell. So you would just go through and do this whole thing. So I always have nasty toothbrushes that I use for cleaner. So I literally just dipped this down into the WD-40. And then I'm using it to get into some of these crevices that even my long fingernails are not getting. So one of the reasons that maybe I like WD-40 sometimes instead of using a clear coat is because it's a little more matte, like when it dries or when you rub some more of it off with a clean dry rag. Because where I live, it seems like all the polyurethane and sealers seem to be semi-gloss or gloss, and that's not, I would say, a popular look right now. Maybe it used to be, probably more so than it is now. And then another reason is because this is just going to, if someone puts this outside, like maybe they drill holes in it in 3 spots, hang a chain, have it like this, put a plant in it on their porch, then it's out in the weather and it's just going to kind of wear off and not peel off. So when you do polyurethane on something and somebody puts it outside, that polyurethane is going to end up kind of like flaking off, peeling off like sunburn, and it just doesn't look good while it's doing that. So that would be a reason to pick the WD-40 over, say, doing a clear coat on something, because you don't know what someone's going to do with something when they buy it from you, if they're going to put it outside or use it inside. And if you wanted to, you can totally use this and then go ahead and spray a clear coat on top of it. You know, maybe you wanted to, I don't know, have it something for food in it, or throw your napkins in it, or paper plates or something. I don't know, you're being creative. And so that could be something where you want to clear coat it so it's more food safe. And there you go. So this is very textured, and I used my wire brush on it and just kind of basically sanded it with the wire brush. And then I used a clean or a dry rag to kind of take those little sanded particles off. One thing that's nice about cleaning with the WD-40, or even using polyurethane, like I didn't even see that this said sanitary strainer July 16th, 1912 until we added the WD-40. So it can show off things, and it also a lot of times will show off colors, because sometimes underneath surface rust the item was painted, and you can see that better when you add this. Basically you're making it wet, just shows up better. So old advertising, labels, or different colors. And I'm trying just to use up what WD-40's on my rag, because this is going to be the last thing that I do. But you can see it makes a huge difference in the appearance. Now, some people are going to want it to look rusty crusty, and some people are going to like it looking a little bit cleaner. I did not even try, because I knew there wasn't a whole lot of WD-40 on my rag, so I didn't even try to get in the nooks and the crannies with that in my fingernails. Okay, so I think I got that side. And WD-40, it doesn't matter if it's windy out. You can do it inside. So there's some other pluses to that as well. So I'm taking my cleaner rag that we used for the funnel a minute ago, just kind of wiping off. This one had a lot more surface rust, obviously, and that causes more, like, I don't know, flaking little rust particles. And then also my hands are now just kind of dirty as well. So you can come back to this, wash your hands, come back to it with a clean rag again, and make sure that you got all of the itty gritty off of it. And there is another example of using WD-40. Okay guys, this is the next day. So I just wanted to show you what it looked like that second day after it has soaked in and, you know, pretty much dried. So you can see that it's still a different color. In most areas, you can see up here at the top where it was probably more dirty. It's kind of a different, color, but it definitely has cleaned it up a lot.